There's a Native American saying that where there is no vision, the people perish. And now is a time in world history when we really need vision that comes out of wisdom and deep heartfulness. Places like the Sophia Institute are so important because that's where vision and wisdom get nurtured.
Being at a workshop at Sophia can be a life-changing experience.
It's not only that I recognize through the Sophia Institute that what was wanting to be born in me was real, but then I got the constant encouragement, because you need that constant encouragement to believe in it.
A couple of years ago, my husband and I decided to dramatically change our lives. And one of the things that we've said to ourselves to encourage ourselves is, leap and the net will appear. Well, Sophia Institute has been part of that net for us.
Sophia is doing something that no one else locally is doing, which is to bring this amazing range and depth of speakers, writers, thinkers, and spiritual activists to our community.
The work that Carolyn Rivers and her colleagues are doing at Sophia Institute is critical to the future of the world and the present.
In the early days, while the Sophia Institute was just a glimmer in our eyes, there was a small group of us who would meet. It consisted of Sue Monk Kidd, Susan Hall Walker, Lee Irwin, Carolyn, and myself. And we would talk about the need in Charleston for a spiritual center that could invite leading-edge thinkers who had reached that edge of knowing in their domain when they were looking out into a field of wisdom. We began to realize it was these wisdom holders that we wanted to bring to Charleston, and that Sophia, the old Greek word for wisdom, captured a feminine essence that we associated with wisdom and that we expected from our presenters, that they would envision an emerging form of consciousness that had an awakened heart or a caring component to it that was compassionate.
At the Sophia Institute, we're dedicated to creating a more conscious and enlightened world, a world that expresses the vastness of the human spirit.
We invite leading-edge thinkers and visionaries here to offer retreats and forums and classes and other special events centered in transforming ourselves and transforming our world.
There aren't too many organizations in the world that I know about who are really dedicated to bringing people into the community that will share their experience in an educative way, so that other people can join with them in an appreciation of the sacredness of life.
Sophia is a focal point for a powerful form of conversation, a transformative conversation that gets beneath the surface of things, away from the periphery and down to the hub of life.
Sophia, for me, is bringing together my history and my vision, and I'm so grateful to be among women and men that are believing in the transformation of the world.
You know, I just wonder if any of us realize what a gift the Sophia Institute is. This beautiful thing happening in Charleston where we can sit in small groups and meet with the great leaders in philosophy and spiritual life and behavior and teach one another.
I have had an extraordinary time here at the Sophia Institute, and I was here sharing the ideas of conscious evolution and the Sophia wisdom. And we discovered that the melding of that inner wisdom of the feminine with our potential as an evolving humanity towards self-social, political, and even planetary evolution at a time of crisis is a great synthesis.
We're living at a great turning point in human history when more and more women are awakening and becoming powerful co-creative agents for change, joining men as full partners in the domain of human affairs.
In the early days in particular, We were deeply touched to see how people's lives were being affected by the programs that were brought here by the leading visionaries of our times, because we could see with our own eyes how the people would go through shifts and just little awakening moments during the seminars or the workshops that they were attending. And it became clear in follow-ups with attendees that they were going home with this material and actually doing the work of it, changing within their families and also amongst their friends and in their communities. And we began to see that there was a synergistic rippling effect that could come from this work that we were doing.
Every time I come to something at Sophia Institute, I get sent on this really ambitious path. So
we are then allowed to move out in this time of the world's great need to respond in that way that each of us only and individually can respond. This is the enormous gift and brilliance of the Sophia Institute.
The Sophia Institute played a very large part in my decision to move to Charleston, and once I was here, it very quickly became my home away from home. I have had a chance to attend many wonderful programs and see speakers from all over the world espousing ideas that have really touched me and opened me in ways that I never even knew existed.
An opportunity to look at my own life, my own story, and raise some questions that are important for me. Some questions I wouldn't ordinarily raise. Questions that are deeply human, questions that enable me to focus in new ways.
And from what I have seen here over the years that I've been so honored to participate in the process that is here, is that more and more of this feminine way of knowing, with its emphasis on process rather than on product, on making things cohere and develop and grow, this is becoming a kind of fertile field for these new possibilities, for this design for living.
Getting to know ourselves and getting to know our inner divine spark, which is the term that I use, is one of the most socially responsible things that we can do these days. Because when we're in touch with that, we end up just naturally and kind of effortlessly making more conscious and clearer choices.
Institutes like Sophia Institute can serve as bridges between the old ways of doing things and the new. At Sophia Institute, we are envisioning a 21st century that could be called a wisdom society, a much more just, sustainable, spiritually fulfilling, conscious world that holds the sacred at the center of life.
I am convinced that the genius of soul resides at the Sophia Institute. There is a mystery of hope here. There is a moment to be seized, and it is a necessary moment. And I hope we're all able to step up and seize that moment together.
So I invite you, all of you, everyone listening, to support the Sophia Institute with your heart, with your soul, with your participation, with your love, and with your financial resources. I am a huge advocate for the work of the Sophia Institute and proud and honored to be part of it. Please join me.